What's going on, guys? It's me, Rod Strikes, finally back to my channel, and first and foremost I just have to say thank you to all of my fans, all the people that have been liking my videos, leaving positive comments, all the positive remarks. I thank you guys so much for that, and definitely all the new subscribers. Man, I just appreciate it. It's from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me that you guys are even want to be tuned in and actually enjoy my content, and I'm ready now to take it to a whole new level, get a lot of other better things going for you guys. And first and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and start off with this here review of a brand new item. This is the HP Omen, which is the I would say the mid tier of this one here. It comes with a GTX 1050 Ti, a i7 7700 HQ processor, which is the norm for this right here as far as like gaming laptops at the moment. Also comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM, actually it's upgradable up to 32 gigabytes, a 120 gigabyte solid state drive, along with a 1 terabyte hard drive as well in there. If you want to just put your applications on that and leave your solid state drive clean, you can do that right off the bat. And also a IPS panel, which runs at up to 120 hertz compared to the TN panel that comes on the GTX 1050 model, which I kind of wouldn't recommend. But if you're budget conscious, you know, have your best shot at it. It's just gonna kind of be a little bit lackluster with that screen there. You may not actually enjoy that one at all. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this unboxing and this review started, and hopefully you guys enjoy, or what you guys actually came here for. There it is, people. This is a beauty, a serious beauty. I love the design of this thing, man. Like that's something really cool. And the only reason why I really like it is because even though it's extremely unique, it still just has like this great appeal to me, with like the black and the red accents all over, and the emblem itself actually kind of like stands out to me. Whenever I looked at this one online, I looked at it in person, this is definitely something that I enjoyed. So let's get to the actual plug-in portions here. On the right side, you have the part for your actual power supply to be plugged in that, or your power adapter. You have two, I believe in, yeah, the USB 3.0s over here, female adapters, an SD card slot. On the left over here, you have your locking mechanism, your actual HDMI port, Ethernet port, another USB, a USB-C connection, and then your typical headphone jacks or your microphone jack there as well, if you need to get anything done with those. So pretty straightforward with that. And let's go ahead and open this up. Get that little keyboard stuff out the way. And there you have it. This is the actual inside of the device. A lot of red going on in there, but as anybody knows, with a gaming laptop or a gaming device nowadays, you're gonna get a lot of red on most of them, unless you like, you know, go really up there on the pricing. Very good though. I like it, even though I haven't seen it light up just yet. It's definitely looking very. Now that we've got the new laptop set up and everything inside the room, let's go ahead and start testing out the performance of it. And what better way to test a gaming laptop without games? So let's go ahead and fire a few up and see how she does.
Alright, so first up we have Killer Instinct here, and honestly this is one of my favorite games from my childhood all the way up until now as far as fighters go, and this game runs incredibly well on this system here. The 1050 Ti can crush this game. It definitely ran at a solid 60 frames per second with no issues whatsoever. Whether it was offline or online play, for me it was definitely a great time while going through it, and I'm pretty sure every fighting game that's pretty much out right now shouldn't have any kind of issue running on this one here. So you'll have a blast with any title like this if this is what you're wanting to play. Alright, so next up we're gonna have Doom here, and Doom ran at about, I would say on ultra settings, definitely at a solid 60. I barely ever saw any kind of drop off. If there was one, it was never really anything that was you know, offsetting or made me feel like I needed to actually shut the game down or lower the settings. So I can definitely recommend it for this too if you're planning to play a title like this here. The 1050 Ti along with the other settings in this HP device can handle that just fine. Next up we have Final Fantasy 15. And this game here is one of the newer titles that's out right now, and it definitely is a bit more demanding than any other one that I've put forth so far, and I could say this ran it very well. It definitely wasn't 60 frames per second, but it was floating between about 35 to 40 for the most part, which is pretty okay. I think that's very manageable, and compared to Xbox One S versions and everything like that, this is definitely right there at it, if not even better. Alright, and lastly we have here Gears of War 4. I would say this definitely isn't on par with the Xbox One X or anything like that, but as far as compared to my first experience playing on the Xbox One S, it's definitely right there. I believe it was running at about 50 frames per second for the most part, and I wasn't really checking for the frame rates down there, even though I had the frame clock going. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was running about 50 from the way it felt, and at this point here, you can definitely have a great time playing this game at that level there. So if, like I said, if you're looking to play any of the AAA titles that are out right now, as you can tell, the 1050 Ti can handle any, if not all, of those titles with relative ease. So at this point here, I would have to recommend this one to pretty much anybody at this point. Now, there definitely is a 1060 model that can run these games quite a bit better, since it has that 6 gigabytes of RAM or VRAM compared to the 4 gigabytes that only comes on the 1050 Ti. So if you guys are really looking for the powerhouse, you know where to go with it. But trust me, if you want to just stay with a bit of a better budget and maybe put some money in some other spots as far as for your actual editing software or some other stuff like that, 1050 Ti will get it done for you guys with no issue at all.
Alright, now although we've shown that the HP Omen can definitely perform in terms of gaming, I know a lot of you guys have questions of, well, how does it handle other day-to-day activities or day-to-day tasks? What about the battery life? What about the keyboard? What about the trackpad? All those things. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm still going to answer that for you now. So in terms of, first off, the battery life, depending on what you're actually doing with it, I've gotten to a max of maybe about 6 hours of battery life off of this one here, when I just did basic activities such as browsing, checking a few things on and off, some moderate usage. Of course, when I bumped it up and started doing gaming, I only got about 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on if I had max brightness, max screen brightness, and also depending on what kind of game I was running that was pushing the computer over to a higher level or not. Now, when it comes to the actual keyboard itself, it has some keys that, let me pull this down, I don't want to screw myself up here. It has some keys that are definitely a bit softer than what some people would actually be accustomed to or actually enjoy, but definitely overall it's really good. The inside of this here is actually metal for this part here, so it actually has a good feel to it. Whenever you're resting your hands or resting everything on it, it doesn't feel all super plastic here, like it's just gonna snap as soon as you bear down too much on it. So that's definitely a good plus here. Now, the one thing that's kind of a letdown, I would say I give it maybe a 6 out of 10, is the trackpad. The trackpad, after a while, once you use it a little bit, it starts to have that lag where it just can't keep up with you on actual motions. And I haven't looked it up exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's using Synaptic drivers for that one here, so that might be a pretty good reason as to why it's struggling a bit. So I still just use a mouse and everything like that when it comes to guiding or just navigating on the actual computer here. Now with the screen, I talked about the screen earlier. This is still one of my bright points about it, no pun intended there, but this is an IPS panel that I can definitely recommend still, especially after a few hours of usage here. Guys, it's phenomenal for the price point that it's at compared to the TN panels that are out there. Like, I had a Dell laptop before that had a TN panel, and no shots at Dell. I love Dell. I think it's an incredible company, but those TN panels that were coming out for that thing were utterly trash. They were just terrible, and this one here lives up to it. All the viewing angles that you could possibly want are definitely available there. They're great. It performs very well. Not high quality brightness, because I've seen some Razer laptops and some other things that definitely have better brightness options than this one, but it's still up there as far as being a pretty good one and an overall good panel. Alright guys, with all that being said, that's going to wrap up this video here for this review. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like for me, and also if you decide to actually go grab the HP Omen, leave a comment. Let me know if you're actually enjoying yours and what you actually plan on doing with yours in the future, because I'd love to hear back from you guys. I love to talk to everyone who comes on here, views my videos. I always respond back to anyone who leaves a comment or just gives me some kind of knowledge or feedback, that's for sure. And of course, if you are enjoying my videos, there are definitely more coming soon, each and every week. We're going to be putting something out, preferably on Sunday is what the day we're going to be aiming for with my schedule right now. Definitely going to be pushing for Sunday. So please subscribe, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted, putting out more and more information, more and more content, whether it's gaming, tech, sports, vlogs, whatever. We're going to cover it all from here on out. So once again, my name is Rod Strikes. Thank you guys so much. Take care.